And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your acquaintance, Cheap Loots. How are you doing? I am doing well. Let's talk about the market in NBA 2K23, my team. Hooray! We got glitch packs. Honestly, glitch packs weren't really great from a MT perspective. The odds were kind of rough, obviously, and none of the cards outside of Hakeem are really all that worth it. So, just to surmise, if you haven't watched my pack opening video already, these packs are not worth opening for a variety of reasons. Now, number one, you're not going to make your MT back. If you pull MPJ pack 1, you'll make some MT, but that's literally the only scenario where this benefits you in any way, shape, or form outside of pulling Hakeem, which, as you can imagine, is extremely rare. So, nobody in this set is worth it. I'll talk about the cards in general, but for real, they're not worth it. Don't open them. Either way, looking at the glitch cards, we're going to talk about the market as a whole right now, like in general. So we got Joe Ingles. Now, first and foremost, I want to talk about this. I was going to make a whole video on this, but honestly, it just seems like a lot of work. And I don't know if I should just make a whole video and I could just rant about this in the market video. These are the single most insane Evos I have ever seen. Now, do they look intimidating off rip? Yes, they do. Like right off the bat, you know, when you have this many things, I know they're not intimidating, like the amount of things you're supposed to do, but it looks intimidating. But the fact of the matter is, get 40 total steals to Evo Evan Fournier. Okay, well, he has horrible steal tendencies and a 58 overall steal. Okay, that's already bad enough, but then you're like, you got to get 3 steals in a single game to Evo this card. And look, the reality of the situation is once he is Evo'd, he actually is like a very top tier budget shooting guard, honestly. Like he is a better version of Danny Green. I think Danny Green's jump shot's a little better, but that's just my personal opinion. But he's like, in theory, a better version of Danny Green once he does. I mean, he gets like way better lateral quickness, perimeter defense. Like he's really solid, but this Evo is crazy. Goran Dragic, same thing. He would be one of the best budget point guards in the entire game, but you got to get 3 steals in a single game, which, by the way, it was at 4, but they ended up lowering it. So cool, thank you. 40 total steals. Horrible, because Dragic is actually pretty good. His jump shot's good. His player build is relatively decent. Like he ends up getting Hoff floor general and ankle braces with like gold clamps, silver glove, pick dodger on Hoff. Like he's good. And then we got Joe Ingles. This is my favorite one, right? He doesn't really get that much better. He gets fast twitch, fearless finisher, like some good badges for sure. Goes up to an 85 driving dunk with a 65 stand, which is kind of crazy. 85 speed with ball, which is wild. But you have to make 4 dunks in a single game at 40 total dunks. Now here's the issue. My man has a 45 driving dunk, a 40 standing dunk, and only a 60 driving dunk tendency. How are you even supposed to do that? If there's Evo'd ones out there, which I assume there has to be at this point, right? Like there's got to be some Evo Joe Ingles out there. I would guess, right? I don't know. They're all really cheap, by the way. I will say that. They're not really cheap, honestly. They're like 8K, which is not worth it at all. I haven't seen any Evo'd ones. I actually don't think it's possible to Evo Joe Ingles. Let me take a look, but I honestly don't think that it is possible, period, to Evo Joe Ingles. I don't think it is. It might be. No, there's not a single Amethyst Joe Ingles out there. Not one. Not one. Like, I actually do not think it is possible to Evo Joe Ingles. It's not like anyone would go out of their way to do it anyway, but I don't think it's possible to even Evo him because I don't think he can dunk. This reminds me of, if you guys remember back in 2K20, one of the starter cards, the starter Dwayne Wade, to Evo him, he had to get a dunk. And he had like a 40 dunk and like no dunk tendency. I think it was Dwayne Wade, I believe. And it was like near impossible to get him Evo'd. You had to get super lucky. There was tutorial videos on YouTube on how to get one dunk with a player. And that's exactly what's happening with Joe Ingles. But not only do you have to get lucky and get dunks every once in a while, you have to get 4 dunks in a game. That's absurd. Like, that is crazy. Let's look. I'm pretty sure it's like a 60, though, for his driving dunk tendency. It's a 65. So he has a little bit of a tendency, but my God, at least they have his driving layup tendency down, but I don't think it's possible. It's crazy. Don't buy any of these, by the way. There's no point to buying any of them. Now, if you could get Evan Fournier or you could get Goran Dragic, like evoed up, they're very good, but it's just like a huge if at that point. Honestly, like it's bad. It sucks. Then we got JJ Redick. JJ Redick's actually pretty affordable. Last I checked, he was sitting about 6,000 MT, which I think is a pretty good price for him. He could have gone up though, because people aren't really opening packs. Maybe I just saw a couple snipes up, but he was around like 6, 7 MT for a second. I saw a couple up for 7. I'm starting to think that maybe I should have purchased them, but it is what it is. Now there he is at like 10. JJ Redick, first off, he's the only amethyst, at least that I can find, from a promo set that doesn't have a Hoff badge for some reason. Like, I don't understand. Like, even Joe Dumars has Hoff badges. Like, even Joe Dumars has Hoff badges, which is crazy to me. So he's like the only one that doesn't have Hoff badge, like just one Hoff badge. I don't know why it would have hurt 2K to just give him like Hoff Fast Twitch or like Giant Slayer, like some other inconsequential badge, or just like, I don't know, Midi Magician or Slippery Off Ball or Clamp Breaker, just something. Pogo Stick even, like who cares? But they didn't. They actually kind of hoed him on the badge count, but JJ Redick's a relatively fun card to use. 97 3-pointer, kind of a slower release, but easier to green. 95 driving dunk, but he refuses to poster people. 86 ball handle, like 91 speed. He's not the greatest defender, but he's got an 84 perimeter defense, so he can actually hold it down. JJ Redick's a fun card to use. Here's the issue, though. He has a 0 driving dunk tendency. 0. A 0 driving dunk tendency. Which means a lot of the time, if there's anyone even remotely near him, he's not going to boom. Kind of nullifies his whole athletic thing. If his driving dunk tendency was higher up, JJ Redick would be one of the better budget cards in this game. It's not like he's bad by any means, but there's just no reason to use him at a budget, from a budget standpoint, over someone like Danny Green. Like, Danny Green is so good still. JJ Redick can shoot, though. If you're a three-point hunter, you'll definitely hold it down with JJ Redick, but depending on his price, he's probably worth it. Then we got Michael Porter Jr. MPJ, last I checked, his price, which this wasn't that long ago. It was like 45 minutes ago when I checked. It was about 59,000 was about roughly where he was at. At the higher end, 65. MPJ is a weird one because he's good, but he's not the greatest. He does have Hoff Corner, Green Machine, Volume Shooter, Off-Ball Pest. Those are all pretty solid badges. His gold badges, Deadeye, Catch and Shoot, Midi Magician. He does have Challenger and Clamps as well, which are very, very helpful. Workhorse. Silver, he does have like Blinders and Guard Up. If you can give him gold Guard Up, it's a lot better for sure. He can killer combo. He can dribble a little bit. He can do a little bit of everything. He just doesn't seem to excel at everything, and he feels a little bit sluggish too. That's the other thing. Like, he feels a little slow. 86 speed, like, he should feel a little faster than this. Like, Sean Kemp is only 1 point higher than him in speed, and he feels infinitely faster than him. For sure, and I think that's a height thing too, because Michael Porter Jr. is 6'10". But he's good. Like I said, he's not really a master of any one particular thing, but he can kind of do everything. And I think for his price point, he's very reminiscent of like AK, where he's not necessarily going to wow you in any specific capacity. I know AK is like specifically good at defense, but from an offensive standpoint, he was never going to wow you in any capacity besides shooting open threes. And that's basically what Michael Porter Jr. is going to do. He's just huge. That's the key. You can mismatch pretty much any small forward running Michael Porter Jr. And you can play him with the power forward too. He's good. Then we got the big boy, Hakeem Olajuwon. My lord. This card has consistently gone from between 1.5 and 2 million MT, proving my theory again that people have too much MT, as per usual. Yeah, look, let's be real. Let's be 100% frank here. If you are coming to this channel and you are asking the question, should I pick up Hakeem? And you have the amount of MT necessary to do so, go with your soul, dude. Search deep down inside and decide if you want to do that, because I don't know what more I can actually help you with at that point. Because, like, dude, if you have enough MT to buy Hakeem, you're probably trying to be a comp person. You're probably pretty good at the game, so I don't really know why you're asking me for anything, realistically. Hakeem has caused a bit of a ripple here and there. Like, people are putting up Wilts for relatively cheap. Like, Wilt is a little bit cheaper now than he was before. Hakeem is the real deal. He's not quite as overpowered as I had anticipated, but he is causing like waves. Like Dirk Nowitzki is significantly cheaper than he was yesterday. He's about 30K. Dirk's still really good. He has a dynamic duo. Who's his dynamic duo with? I think the database is still down, I think. I was having some issues getting it to work earlier. Whoa. Ghost Dog Wave the Samurai is on HBO Max. Sorry. Real random, but it is true. Yeah, database is down, but Dirk's still good. I think Melo is a buyout. He's still one of the most annoying offensive cards in this entire game. Embiid's actually up, because I think people realize that Embiid's not that much worse than Hakeem, if he even is. Like, truly. I forgot about Bradley Beal. I was running him for a little while. I mean, no one else really fell off that hard. Just wait till Friday, though. Friday, we're going to see a lot of cards falling off in price for sure. Either way, I mean, prices are so high, sky high for some of these guys. Like, even when it comes to like Jimmy Butler and people like that, like Dumars, I think is pretty expensive at this point. Looks like they buffed the odds of Dumars, because Dumars is way up in price. Like Dumars was 100K yesterday. Now he's still 50, which is crazy. But like, he's only about 49 now. It's not half bad. I think the odds were so bad that a lot of people were pulling Dumars and Jimmy Butler today, for sure. Everyone wanted Hakeem, so that's actually probably why a lot of these cards are down. So if you're looking to get like, Isaiah Thomas isn't really worth it, but like Moses Malone I think still is. If you're looking to pick him up, especially if you're on next gen, now's probably the cheapest point to do that. Still probably not worth it, but you can get him. Nobody else is really down except Karl Anthony Towns, just because a lot of people picked up Cat because he was the only like big man that could consistently shoot. That still played at least a little bit of a defense, but now you got Hakeem, so people aren't really using him, so he's down. He's not worth spending 90K on. Honestly, he's not. Where's the homie Bull at, dude? What about Bosch? I forgot about Bosch. Honestly, I forget he even exists. Still 300K. I don't have any hope that any of these cards are even going to fall off anytime soon at this point. Like, they're just so expensive. How much is Bull? I'm just curious. There's a lot of Bulls. I forgot about the super packs. Yeah, honestly, dude, Bull is probably still like one of the best budget big men you can pick up, honestly. He's going to get abused if you're on next gen. Like, he's going to get crushed in the paint. But if you're on current gen and you can time his jump shot consistently, he will be one of the best offensive centers that you can use. I promise. I might be the only person who uses Bull consistently. I run into Chet Holmgren more than I run into Bull for some reason. Y'all are haters. That's all I got to say there. We also got a new takeover player here. We got Chuck Person. I mean, is Chuck Person necessarily really worth it? No. Is he as cheeks as everyone is saying? No, I don't think he is. People are saying he's straight garbage. Like, people are like, yo, Chuck Person sucks. I mean, is he great? No. 89 three-pointer. Like, he doesn't particularly excel in anything necessarily, but he's just kind of okay. A little bit slow, but Hoff Claymore, Green Machine, Slippery Off Ball, like, pretty solid mix of badges. He's okay. He's very okay. I'm going to grind for him just to have a Pacers player, just in case I need him for anything, but he's not necessarily great. I also see a lot of people stating that there will be some sort of Cade Cunningham lock-in with the glitch players. Now, I don't think that's true, and the reason being is we had Sochan, Duran, and Ivy right here for Cade. Well, it was a mystery player at the time, right when those cards came out. So I don't think they're going to do a lock-in. But people are speculating that they're doing that because they did the 15,000 thing here, which 2K is just going to keep doing that because it costs them no money to throw that up there, and they might make a few dollars here and there off of it, so it's worth putting up there. But I don't think we have a lock-in. I just hope they change the glitch requirements, because it's just like, these are so horrible. Like, quite literally, you cannot do Joe Ingles. I wouldn't be shocked to see there be a buff to these, or these have somewhat of a change in the next couple days. But it's also 2K, so they could just completely just say, who cares? No one cares about Joe Ingles anyway, so whatever. We'll change it next week. I don't know. As far as the market goes, my end thoughts, outside of Amethyst, cards are way too expensive. It sucks. You know, the Evo cards last season that everyone used, now they've made them quite literally unusable. I would like to run into a dude running Joe Ingles online. Like, that would be sick to me. So I hope they change it. Not exactly holding out hope that they're going to do that in any way, shape, or form. We'll see what's up, I guess. Friday should be pretty ridiculous. Tomorrow we're getting some moment stuff. So here's my other thing that I wanted to talk about. I wouldn't be shocked to see them add regular moments into these packs tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. As always, it's been your boy Cheap Ludes, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.